The Delta Creator, the Delta Force's approach to content creation. Written and published by the Zillion Pro. Chapter 1. The Delta Mindset, Thinking Like an Elite Creator. The difference between average creators and elite creators is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even creativity. The real difference is mindset. Every elite performer in any field, military, business, sports, or media, operates from a different psychological framework. They don't try content. They run content as a mission. They don't chase trends blindly. They study patterns. They don't post for fun. They deploy for impact. This is what we call the Delta mindset. From hobbyist to operator. Most creators operate like hobbyists. They post when they feel inspired. They create what they like. They stop when engagement drops. They quit when growth is slow. Delta creators operate like special forces. They create on schedule, not on emotion. They create what the mission demands. They analyze poor performance instead of getting discouraged. They treat slow growth as intelligence, not failure. The first mental shift is this. You are not a content user. You are a content operator. You are not here to express yourself. You are here to engineer attention, influence perception, and direct action. Identity before strategy. You will never outperform the identity you carry. If you see yourself as just starting, not that good yet, one of many creators, your actions will always match that self-image. Elite creators adopt a different internal identity. I am a media asset. My voice has value. My content is a product. This identity produces different behaviors. You take quality seriously. You track performance. You invest in skills, tools, and systems. You think long-term. The Delta rule is simple. Identity creates behavior. Behavior creates results. Change how you see yourself, and your content will change automatically. Content is a psychological battlefield. Attention is the most competitive resource on Earth. Every scroll is a war zone. You are not competing with creators alone. You are competing with entertainment, drama, news, games, messaging apps, human laziness. This means content is not art. It is psychological engineering. Elite creators ask different questions. What emotion am I triggering? What belief am I installing? What action am I directing? They understand one truth. If you don't control attention, you control nothing. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation says, I feel like creating today. Discipline says, it's 7 a.m. we create. The Delta creator builds systems, not moods. Content calendars, batching sessions, weekly goals, performance reviews. Why? Because algorithms reward consistency, not inspiration. Elite creators don't wait for energy. They generate energy through execution. Long-term thinking, the media empire mentality. Amateurs think in posts. Professionals think in brands. Delta creators think in media empires. They ask, what will this channel look like in 3 years? What authority am I building? What problem am I known for solving? They don't chase viral moments. They build strategic positioning. Because virality gives attention. But positioning gives power. Extreme ownership, no excuses, only data. Delta creators never blame. The algorithm. Their audience. The platform. The market. They operate on one rule. Everything is feedback. Low views, intelligence. Low retention, signal. No engagement, data. They don't complain. They optimize. every failure becomes a lesson, a refinement, a weapon upgrade. The Delta Code of the Elite Creator. The mindset can be summarized into a simple operational code. 1. Mission over mood. Create because it's scheduled, not because you feel like it. 2. Strategy over ego. Create what works, not just what you like. 3. Systems over talent. Build processes that produce results. 4. Data over drama. Analyze, adjust, repeat. 5. Positioning over virality. Build authority, not noise. 6. Long-term over short-term. Think in years, not likes. Closing thought. The shift that changes everything. The moment you adopt the Delta mindset, one thing changes. You stop being a creator, chasing attention, and become a strategist commanding influence. At that point, content is no longer random. It becomes intentional, tactical, and scalable. You are no longer posting. You are operating a media system. Chapter 2. Mission Clarity. Defining your creator objective. Elite forces never move without a mission. They don't just show up. They deploy with clear objectives, defined targets, and measurable outcomes. Most creators, however, operate in chaos. They post today, disappear tomorrow. They talk about everything, then wonder why no one listens. They chase trends, then feel lost. This chapter fixes that. Because without mission clarity, content becomes noise. With mission clarity, content becomes strategy. The danger of being a random creator. Random creators post on multiple topics, change style every week, don't know their audience, can't explain their brand in one sentence. The result: no positioning, no loyalty, no growth, no monetization. Delta creators understand one law. If you try to speak to everyone, you influence no one. Clarity is power, confusion is death. The creator mission statement. Every elite creator operates with a creator mission statement. Not a bio, not a slogan, a strategic statement that answers 3 questions. 1. Who do I serve? Target audience. 2. What problem do I solve? Core pain or desire. 3. What transformation do I deliver? Outcome. Formula. I help specific group achieve specific result through specific content angle. Examples. I help beginners master crypto trading through simplified market psychology. I help entrepreneurs build authority through strategic content systems. I help Christians grow spiritually through practical biblical principles. If you cannot define this in one sentence, you are operating without a mission. Niche is not limitation, it is leverage. Many creators fear niches. They think niching down means fewer people. In reality, niching down means stronger positioning. A sniper does not spray bullets, he selects a target. A Delta creator does not speak broadly, he speaks precisely. Because when people feel you speak directly to them, they don't scroll, they stay. Niche creates faster trust, higher retention, stronger brand memory, easier monetization. The 3 levels of creator purpose. Elite creators operate across 3 strategic levels. Level 1, content purpose. What do I talk about daily? Topics: education, motivation, reviews, commentary, storytelling. Level 2, brand purpose. What am I known for? Identity. The crypto guy, the mindset coach, the business strategist, the spiritual teacher. Level 3, economic purpose. Why does this channel exist financially? Outcomes: lead generation, product sales, authority building, community building. Amateurs stop at level 1. Professionals reach level 2. Delta creators design all 3. The audience avatar, knowing your target. Elite operations require intelligence. Your audience is your target profile. You must know their age range, their problems, their fears, their desires, their language, their aspirations. Not people, not everyone, not anyone interested. One clear person, one clear mind, one clear psychology. When you speak to one mind, 1,000 minds will resonate. The content alignment test. Before creating any piece of content, Delta creators ask: 1. Does this align with my mission? 2. Does this serve my target audience? 3. Does this strengthen my positioning? 4. Does this move me toward monetization? If the answer is no to 2 or more, the content is rejected. Not because it's bad, but because it's strategically irrelevant. Elite creators don't waste bullets. From creator to commander. Mission clarity transforms your role. You stop being a random poster, a trend chaser, a content gambler. You become a brand architect, a perception engineer, a media strategist. Your channel becomes a system, a machine, a digital asset. Closing thought, clarity is the first real advantage. Before tools, before cameras, before editing, before algorithms, there is one thing that determines everything. Do you know exactly what you are building? If the mission is unclear, execution will always be weak. But when your mission is defined, every post becomes a strategic move, every video becomes an asset, and every platform becomes a battlefield you control. Because elite creators don't ask, "What should I post today?" They ask, "What does the mission require today?" Chapter 3. Intelligence Gathering, Studying the Algorithm and the Market. Elite forces never enter a battlefield blind. They study terrain. They analyze enemy movement. They collect intelligence before taking action. In content creation, the battlefield is the algorithm and the market. Most creators guess. Delta creators observe, measure, and decode. Because in the digital world, visibility is not random. It is engineered by systems you must understand. The algorithm is not your enemy. Many creators see the algorithm as a mysterious enemy. The algorithm is against me. The platform hates new creators. My content is shadow banned. This mindset is powerless. The algorithm is not emotional. It is not biased. It is not personal. The algorithm is a reward system. It simply amplifies what people respond to. Delta creators don't fight the algorithm. They study it like a machine. The real goal of every platform. Every platform has one hidden objective. Keep users on the platform for as long as possible. That's it. So algorithms reward content that creates watch time, retention, engagement, shares, saves, comments, not creativity, not passion, not effort. Behavior. Elite creators design content around user behavior, not personal taste. Algorithm literacy, the 4 core signals. Across almost all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, the algorithm tracks 4 main signals. 1. Attention. Do people stop scrolling? Measured by impressions, click-through rate, thumbnails, hooks. 2. Retention. Do people stay? Measured by watch time, completion rate, drop-off points. 3. Engagement. Do people react? Measured by likes, comments, shares, saves. 4. Satisfaction. Did the content deliver value? measured by rewatches, profile visits, subscribes, long-term audience behavior. Delta creators optimize for these signals, not for vanity metrics. Market intelligence, studying what already works. Elite creators don't start with creation, they start with observation. They study top creators in their niche, viral content formats, repeating titles and hooks, audience comments, common questions, emotional triggers. This is not copying, this is pattern recognition. Success leaves footprints. If 10 creators are growing fast in your niche, they are revealing the market demand. Delta creators reverse engineer. Why did this work? What emotion did it trigger? What problem did it solve? What structure did it use? Then they create a better version. The intelligence loop. Delta creators operate in a continuous loop. 1. Observe high-performing content. 2. Extract patterns. 3. Create strategic content. 4. Publish. 5. Analyze data. 6. Refine approach. 7. Repeat. This is how growth becomes predictable, not lucky. Data over ego. Most creators fall in love with their ideas. Delta creators fall in love with data. They study which videos retain best, which hooks perform, which topics convert, which formats grow subscribers, and they are willing to kill bad ideas, weak formats, ego-driven content, even if they personally like it. Because the audience decides, not the creator. Trend intelligence versus strategic intelligence. Not all trends are useful. There are 2 types of trends: surface trends, sounds, memes, challenges, viral dances, short-term attention, low brand value. Strategic trends, growing problems, new desires, emerging industries, shifting audience behavior, long-term positioning, high authority value. Delta creators use trends as vehicles, not identities. They ride trends to reinforce their mission, not replace it. The creator as a market analyst. At the elite level, you are not just a creator, you are a media analyst. You track audience feedback, platform updates, competitor strategies, content performance. You think in systems, metrics, experiments, optimization. Your content is no longer art, it is market intelligence in motion. Closing thought: the one who understands the system controls the outcome. Creators who don't study the algorithm feel frustrated, confused, invisible. Creators who study the system feel strategic, calm, dangerous. Because once you understand what triggers attention, what holds retention, what drives engagement, growth is no longer a mystery. It becomes engineering. And in the digital battlefield, the creator with the best intelligence always wins. Chapter 4. Strategic Positioning, Becoming Unignorable in Your Niche. Visibility is not power. Positioning is power. You can have views and still be ignored. You can have followers and still be replaceable. You can go viral and still be forgotten. Delta creators do not aim to be seen. They aim to be unignorable. Because attention gets you noticed. But positioning makes you memorable, trusted, and chosen. The difference between popular and positioned. Popular creators get views, enter trends, chase virality, compete on entertainment. Positioned creators own a category, represent a solution, are remembered for something specific, become the go-to voice. One is loud. The other is dominant. Delta creators don't ask, how do I get more views? They ask, what do I want to be known for? The law of mental real estate. In marketing, there is a rule. The human mind can only remember 1 or 2 leaders per category. People don't remember 10 mindset coaches, 20 crypto traders, 50 business gurus. They remember the mindset guy, the crypto expert, the sales strategist. Strategic positioning is about owning a mental slot. Not being one of many, being the reference point. The positioning triangle. Delta creators position themselves using 3 elements. 1. Problem ownership. What specific problem do you solve? Examples: fear of investing, lack of discipline, low sales, spiritual confusion, poor productivity. 2. Method ownership. What is your unique angle or approach? Examples: psychological, biblical, data-driven, military style, scientific, story-based. 3. Identity ownership. Who are you in the mind of the audience? Examples: the strategist, the teacher, the guide, the coach, the analyst, the prophet. When these 3 align, you become distinct and irreplaceable. Differentiation: why you must be different or die. If your content looks like everyone else's, you will grow like everyone else. Slow, unstable, replaceable. Delta creators build contrast. Different tone, different structure, different philosophy, different delivery style. Not for attention, for memory. Because the brain remembers what stands out, not what blends in. Authority positioning, from creator to expert. There is a huge difference between I share tips and I teach systems. Tips make you helpful. Systems make you authoritative. Elite creators explain frameworks, use models, teach principles, share case studies, speak in patterns. They don't just inform, they structure knowledge. That's how you shift from content creator to thought leader. The signature style effect. Every position creator has a signature, a unique vocabulary, a repeatable format, a recognizable tone, a consistent philosophy. This creates brand recall, audience loyalty, algorithm familiarity. People should recognize your content even without seeing your name. That is brand imprinting. The specialist advantage. Generalists compete on volume. Specialists dominate with precision. A creator who talks about life will be ignored. A creator who talks about discipline for entrepreneurs will be followed. Specificity builds trust, credibility, perceived expertise, higher monetization. Delta creators don't expand early. They dominate one lane first. Positioning for money, not just followers. The ultimate test of positioning is simple. Can your audience clearly explain why they should pay you? If they can't, your positioning is entertainment, not business. Strong positioning answers. What do you sell? Who needs it? Why you? Why now? When positioning is right, monetization becomes natural, not forced. Closing thought, become a category, not a competitor. Amateurs compete inside markets. Delta creators create categories. They don't fight for attention. They redefine the game. They don't chase audiences. They attract tribes. They don't blend in. They stand alone. Because in the end, the most powerful creator is not the loudest. It is the one whose name becomes a mental shortcut. for a specific solution in the mind of the world. Chapter 5. Content Arsenal, Building High-Impact Content Formats. Elite forces never rely on one weapon. They carry an arsenal. Each tool has a purpose. Each weapon fits a scenario. Each mission demands a different loadout. In content creation, formats are your weapons. Most creators use one format and hope it works. Delta creators build a strategic content arsenal. Because growth is not about creating more content. It is about deploying the right format for the right objective. Content is not one thing. Content is not just videos. It is a system of formats designed to capture attention, build trust, educate, entertain, convert. Different formats serve different psychological functions. Elite creators design content like a funnel. Some formats attract. Some formats engage. Some formats deepen. Some formats monetize. The 4 core content categories. Every strong creator brand operates with 4 main content types. 1. Discovery content, attraction. Purpose, reach new people. Formats. Short-form videos, Reels, TikTok, Shorts. Viral threads. Trend-based posts. Memes. Psychology, fast, emotional scroll stopping. Goal, visibility. 2. Authority content, positioning. Purpose, establish expertise. Formats. Long-form YouTube videos. Podcasts. Deep carousels. Educational threads. Psychology, logic, insight, credibility. Goal, trust. 3. Relationship content, connection. Purpose, build loyalty. Formats. Behind the scenes. Stories. Personal lessons. Live sessions. Q&A. Psychology, human connection. Goal, community. 4. Conversion content, monetization. Purpose, generate income. Formats. Product breakdowns. Case studies. Testimonials. Offers. Webinars. Psychology, desire, belief, urgency. Goal, revenue. Platform-specific weapons. Each platform favors certain weapons. Delta creators adapt formats strategically. YouTube. Long-form educational videos. Documentary-style content. Deep storytelling. Best for authority and monetization. TikTok/Reels/Shorts. Hooks. Micro stories. Quick insights. Best for discovery and growth. X Twitter/Threads. Thought leadership. Opinions. Frameworks. Best for positioning and influence. Instagram/LinkedIn. Carousels. Visual breakdowns. Professional insights. Best for brand and credibility. Elite creators don't copy content across platforms, they re-engineer it. The content weapon stack. Delta creators design a weapon stack, a combination of formats that work together. Example: 1 long YouTube video chopped into 10 shorts, 5 reels, 3 carousels, 1 email, 5 quotes, 1 idea, multiple deployments, maximum reach. This is how creators scale without burning out. Evergreen versus tactical content. There are 2 strategic content types. Evergreen content. Always relevant. How-to. Principles. Systems. Education. Builds long-term traffic and authority. Tactical content. Time-sensitive. Trends. News. Reactions. Controversy. Builds short-term visibility. Delta creators use tactical content for attention, but build their brand on evergreen assets. The format mission match. Every format must match the mission. Want growth, short form. Want trust, long form. Want loyalty, personal content. Want money, case studies and offers. Random formats equals random results. Strategic formats equals predictable outcomes. Your signature format. Elite creators usually dominate one main format. Alex Hormozy, short-form education. Joe Rogan, long-form conversations. Mr. Beast, high-production storytelling. Delta creators choose a signature weapon, the format they master, repeat, and become known for. Everything else supports that. Systems beat creativity. The final truth of elite content creation. Creativity is unstable. Systems are scalable. Delta creators build repeatable templates, content frameworks, standard structures, proven formats, so creation becomes faster, easier, more consistent, less emotional. Closing thought, the creator with the best arsenal wins. Amateurs ask, what should I post? Delta creators ask, what weapon does this mission require? Because content is not expression, it is deployment. And the creator who controls the most effective formats controls attention, influence, growth, income. In the digital battlefield, your arsenal determines your power. Chapter 6. The Hook Doctrine, capturing attention in the first 3 seconds. In modern content, you don't lose people in minutes. You lose them in seconds. Not because your content is bad, but because attention is under attack. Every scroll is a decision. Stay or leave. Listen or ignore. Engage or forget. The first 3 seconds decide everything. This is the Hook Doctrine. Attention is the new currency. You can have the best message, the deepest insight, the most powerful story, and still fail. Because if attention is not captured, value is never delivered. In the digital world, if you don't stop the scroll, you don't exist. Delta creators understand the hook is not an introduction, it is a psychological ambush. The brain is your real target. The human brain is wired to detect threat, novelty, emotion, reward, patterns, contradictions. Elite hooks are not creative, they are neuroscientific. They trigger curiosity, fear, desire, surprise, identification. Not logic, not explanation, not background. The hook speaks to the primitive brain, not the rational one. The 3 functions of a perfect hook. Every elite hook must achieve 3 things instantly. 1. Pattern interrupt. Break the scroll behavior. Something unexpected. A bold statement. A strong visual. A shocking question. A controversial claim. 2. Relevance signal. Make it about them. The viewer must feel, this is for me. Pain, desire, problem, dream. 3. Curiosity gap. Create an open loop. The mind wants closure, so it stays. The 7 deadliest hook types. Delta creators use proven psychological hook formulas. 1. The pain hook. Why most creators stay invisible for years. 2. The secret hook. Nobody tells you this about the algorithm. 3. The contrarian hook. Consistency is overrated in content creation. 4. The promise hook. This will double your engagement in 7 days. 5. The identity hook. If you're a serious creator, listen to this. 6. The mistake hook. Stop doing this if you want to grow online. 7. The curiosity hook. There's a reason your content isn't working. These hooks are not tricks. They are attention mechanics. Visual hooks, the silent persuasion. Before words, the brain reads visuals. Thumbnails, facial expression, text overlays, movement, framing. Elite creators design. High contrast, clear focal points, emotional faces, bold typography. Because the eye decides before the mind. If the visual fails, the message is never heard. Hook not equal to clickbait. Clickbait lies, hooks promise and deliver. Clickbait overpromises, underdelivers, breaks trust. Delta hooks trigger curiosity, deliver value, build authority. The rule: shock to enter, substance to stay. The hook, retention, connection. A bad hook kills reach. A good hook with weak content kills trust. Elite creators align. Hook promise with content delivery. So retention stays high, and the algorithm rewards them. The Delta Hook Framework. Before publishing any content, ask: 1. Would this stop me from scrolling? 2. Does this speak to a real pain or desire? 3. Does it create curiosity without lying? 4. Is the value delivered later? If not, the hook is weak. Closing thought: whoever controls attention controls influence. In war, the first strike matters most. In content, the first 3 seconds decide survival. Delta creators don't start videos, they launch psychological operations. Because once you master the hook, you don't chase views. Views come to you. Chapter 7: Psychological Warfare, Influencing Emotion, Belief, and Action. Information alone does not change people. Emotion moves them, belief locks them in, action proves influence. This is the real battlefield of content. Not views, not likes, not followers, but the human mind. Delta creators are not just publishers of content. They are engineers of perception. They understand one elite truth: whoever shapes emotion controls attention. Whoever shapes belief controls loyalty. Whoever shapes action controls outcomes. Content is not logical, it is emotional. People think they decide logically. In reality, they decide emotionally and justify rationally. They buy because they feel, they follow because they relate, they trust because they resonate. Elite creators design content around emotional triggers, not facts. Facts inform. Emotion transforms. The 3 levels of psychological influence. All-powerful content operates on 3 levels. Level 1: Emotion. How do they feel? Triggers: fear, desire, hope, anger, inspiration, curiosity. Level 2: Belief. What do they now think is true? You shape how they see themselves, how they see the world, what they think is possible. Level 3: Action. What do they do next? You guide. Subscribing, commenting, sharing, buying, changing behavior. Most creators stop at emotion. Delta creators drive all 3. The narrative weapon. Stories are the most powerful psychological weapon on earth. Because the brain does not resist stories. It enters them. A story bypasses logic, skepticism, defenses, and installs meaning, identity, belief. Elite creators don't teach with facts. They frame lessons inside narratives. Transformation stories, failure stories, journey stories, case studies. Whoever controls the narrative controls the interpretation of reality. The authority effect. Humans instinctively follow perceived authority. Delta creators build authority by teaching frameworks, using clear language, speaking in patterns, referencing experience, explaining why, not just what. They don't sound unsure. They don't apologize for expertise. They own their voice. Authority is not arrogance. It is clarity with confidence. Social proof, the herd instinct. People trust what others already trust. This is the herd mechanism. Testimonials, comments, case studies, before and after stories, community engagement, elite creators showcase, results, feedback, success stories, not to brag, but to reduce psychological resistance. Because the brain asks, if it worked for them, it might work for me. Identity engineering. The strongest form of influence is identity. Not watch my content, but this is who you are if you follow me. Elite creators don't just give information. They create identity movements. High-performance thinkers, serious entrepreneurs, elite creators, kingdom builders, top 1% mindset. When people adopt the identity, loyalty becomes automatic. They are no longer following content. They are protecting their self-image. The emotional arc framework. Every powerful piece of content follows an emotional arc. 1. Tension, a problem or conflict. 2. Struggle, pain, confusion, obstacles. 3. Insight, new perspective or realization. 4. Resolution, hope, clarity, solution. 5. Call to action, what to do next. This is storytelling psychology. It mirrors the hero's journey. Delta creators embed this arc even in educational content. Influence without manipulation. There is a line between influence and manipulation. Manipulation. Lies. Exaggeration. False scarcity. Fake results. Delta influence. Truth with structure. Clarity with emotion. Value with persuasion. The rule of elite creators. Influence to empower, not to exploit. Because long-term power is built on trust. Closing thought, you are not competing for attention, you are competing for minds. Anyone can go viral, few can shape belief, even fewer can change behavior. Delta creators don't aim to be entertaining, they aim to be transformational. They don't ask, did people watch this? They ask, did people think differently after this? Did they feel something? Did they act? Because when you master psychological warfare, you stop being a content creator. You become a force of influence in the digital world. Chapter 8. Production under fire, creating consistently without burnout. Consistency is the real battlefield. Not ideas. Not talent. Not motivation. Most creators don't fail because they are bad. They fail because they cannot sustain output. They start strong, then slow down, then disappear. Delta creators are different. They build systems that allow them to produce under pressure without burning out. Burnout is not a motivation problem. Burnout is not caused by laziness. It is caused by poor systems. Creators burn out because they create everything from scratch. They rely on inspiration. They overthink perfection. They manage everything manually. They don't batch or automate. They treat content like art. Delta creators treat content like operations. The Delta production philosophy. Elite forces don't rely on heroic effort. They rely on process. Delta creators operate on 3 principles. 1. Standardization, same structures, repeatable formats. 2. Automation, tools replace effort. 3. Delegation, systems replace self. This turns creation from emotional labor into operational execution. The content factory model. Delta creators build a content factory, not a content hobby. A simple elite structure. Step 1: Idea Bank. A running list of hooks, topics, questions, trends, audience problems. No thinking at recording time. Step 2: Batching. Record 5 to 20 pieces in one session. Why? Because switching mental states kills productivity. One mood, one setup, one flow, multiple outputs. Step 3: Templates. Use fixed structures. Intro format. Hook styles. Story arcs. CTA placement. So every piece has the same backbone. Step 4: Repurposing. One long-form right arrow, mini short form. Maximum reach, minimum effort. The 80-20 rule of content energy. 20% of your effort produces 80% of results. Delta creators identify which formats perform best, which topics resonate most, which platforms convert most. Then they double down. They stop wasting energy on low-impact activities. Burnout comes from doing too much on too many platforms with no strategic focus. Perfectionism is the silent killer. Perfectionism disguises itself as quality, but it is actually fear in disguise. Fear of judgment, criticism, failure, looking stupid. Delta creators embrace iteration over perfection, feedback over fantasy, progress over polish. They understand the algorithm rewards output, not overthinking. The AI advantage. Elite creators leverage tools. AI is not cheating. It is force multiplication. AI can help with script, hooks, titles, outlines, captions, repurposing, editing ideas. Delta creators use AI to think faster, write faster, create faster, test more ideas. Not to replace creativity, but to remove friction. The sustainable creator schedule. Elite creators don't create daily chaos. They create predictable rhythms. Example: Delta schedule. 1 or 2 days for production. 1 day for editing and repurposing. Daily posting via automation. Weekly analytics review. The mind loves rhythm. The body loves structure. Burnout hates systems. Mental resilience under fire. Consistency is psychological warfare. You will face low views, negative comments, slow growth, plateaus, self-doubt. Delta creators adopt one mental law. Detach emotion from metrics. Views are data, not validation, not identity. You are not your numbers. You are building a machine. Closing thought. Systems make you unbreakable. Motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you continue. Systems make you unstoppable. Delta creators don't rely on willpower. They engineer environments where content gets produced automatically. Energy is conserved. Burnout is structurally impossible. Because in the long war of content, the winner is not the most talented. It is the one who can last the longest without losing clarity, creativity, or control. Chapter 9: Distribution Tactics Dominating the Algorithm Battlefield. Creation is only half the mission. Distribution is where the war is won. You can have elite content and still fail if no one sees it. Most creators focus on what to create. Delta creators focus on how content moves through systems. Because in the digital world, distribution is power. Content does not go viral, it is pushed. Virality is not luck. It is algorithmic endorsement. Platforms do not randomly show content. They test it. If early signals are strong, the algorithm amplifies it. If signals are weak, the content dies quietly. Delta creators design content for distribution behavior, not just quality. The algorithm expansion model. Every platform follows a similar expansion logic. 1. Show content to a small test group. 2. Measure watch time, retention, engagement. 3. If performance is high, expand reach. 4. If performance drops, limit distribution. Your first audience is not followers. It is an algorithmic experiment group. Delta creators optimize the first 60 minutes. Timing is tactical. Posting time is not superstition. It is strategic placement. Delta creators post when their audience is online. Engagement probability is highest. Competition is moderate. They study analytics dashboards, peak activity hours, audience time zones, because early engagement equals more algorithm confidence. SEO, the silent distribution engine. Short form brings spikes. SEO brings compounding growth. Elite creators optimize titles, descriptions, keywords, hashtags, captions, not for robots, for search behavior. Because the best content is content that keeps working while you sleep. Repurposing warfare. One platform is fragile. Multi-platform is invincible. Delta creators distribute one idea across 5 to 7 platforms. Same message, different format. Same value, new packaging. This creates more reach, more data, more brand presence, more resilience. If one platform slows, others continue. The comment strategy. Comments are not reactions. They are distribution signals. Elite creators ask strategic questions. Reply to early comments. Pin high-value responses. Turn comments into content. Because comments boost reach, increase watch time, signal relevance to the algorithm. Conversation equals expansion. Collaboration as force multiplication. Elite forces don't fight alone. Delta creators collaborate with similar niche creators, slightly bigger audiences, complementary brands. Why? Because you inherit trust, attention, algorithm momentum. Collaboration is the fastest legal growth hack in content. The 3 distribution errors that kill growth. Error 1. One platform addiction. Relying on a single channel. Error 2. No repurposing. Letting content die after one post. Error 3. Ignoring analytics. Posting blindly without feedback loops. Delta creators treat analytics like radar. The Delta distribution stack. Elite distribution system. Strong hooks. Platform-optimized formats. Strategic timing. SEO layering. Repurposing engine. Engagement strategy. Collaboration network. This creates predictable reach instead of lucky virality. Closing thought. Content is useless without distribution. Creation makes you a creator. Distribution makes you powerful. Delta creators don't hope to be discovered. They engineer visibility. They don't ask, will this go viral? They ask, how will this travel through the system? Because the creator who controls distribution controls reach, growth, influence, income. In the algorithm battlefield, strategy beats talent every time. Chapter 10. Engagement operations, turning viewers into a loyal tribe. Attention is fleeting. Views are temporary. Followers can vanish. The true power of content lies in engagement. transforming passive viewers into active, loyal supporters. Delta creators don't just aim for numbers. They engineer relationships. Because influence is not measured in views, it is measured in tribes. The engagement mindset. Most creators think engagement is a byproduct. People will comment if they like me. Likes happen naturally. Delta creators know. Engagement is intentional, it is designed, it is a battlefield. Every comment, share, and reaction is a signal of loyalty. The stronger the engagement, the more the algorithm rewards you. The stronger the engagement, the more your influence grows. The 3 pillars of engagement. Delta creators build engagement around 3 pillars. 1. Conversation. Invite your audience to talk, not just watch. Ask strategic questions. Pin top comments. Respond with purpose. Use polls and quizzes. This turns content into a dialogue, not a monologue. 2. Community. People follow people, but they stay for community. Create spaces for discussion, groups, DMs, threads. Encourage audience collaboration. Celebrate top members. A community makes followers invested in your success. 3. Co-creation. Give your audience a role in your content. Feature their stories. Respond to feedback publicly. Use their questions as video topics. Co-creation builds ownership. Your tribe feels like part of the mission. The psychological mechanics of engagement. Elite creators leverage human psychology. Reciprocity. Give value, right arrow, audience responds. Social proof. Others commenting, right arrow, more people join conversation. Consistency. Regular interaction, right arrow, loyalty deepens. Identity. Make them feel part of a movement, right arrow, attachment strengthens. Engagement is manipulation in service of value, not exploitation. Turning comments into content weapons. Every comment is a goldmine. Questions, new video ideas. Challenges, engagement hooks. Testimonial, social proof. Delta creators convert engagement into momentum. The more your tribe talks, the more the algorithm amplifies, the more your tribe grows. Storytelling that hooks and converts. Content that sparks engagement follows an emotional arc. 1. Hook, grab attention instantly. 2. Relate, show you understand their struggle. 3. Teach, deliver value or insight. 4. Ask, invite response or action. A Delta creator always ends with a strategic CTA, not just a soft suggestion. Comment your biggest challenge. Tag someone who needs this. Share this with your team. Engagement is interaction in motion. Loyalty through consistency. Consistency is not just posting, it's showing up in their minds. Voice, style, philosophy, interaction. Your tribe begins to expect you. Expectation builds anticipation. Anticipation builds loyalty. Delta creators are not sporadic entertainers. They are reliable authorities. Metrics that matter. Engagement is measurable, track. Comment to view ratio. Share to view ratio. Save rate. Repeat engagement, returning viewers. Not vanity metrics. True engagement signals influence and loyalty. The tribe effect. When engagement becomes habitual, your audience defends your brand. Your audience shares your content voluntarily. Your audience follows your guidance or advice. Your audience becomes an unstoppable growth engine. Delta creators don't just accumulate followers. They cultivate tribes that amplify their power. Closing thought, from viewers to warriors. Most creators chase numbers. Delta creators cultivate loyalty. A tribe is stronger than an algorithm. Engagement is stronger than virality. Your content only becomes unstoppable when the people you influence are active participants, not passive consumers. Because in the digital battlefield, attention alone is fleeting, but a tribe lasts forever. Chapter 11. Monetization Warfare, Turning Attention into Income. Attention without conversion is vanity. Views don't pay bills. Followers don't fund growth. Delta creators understand one elite truth. Influence is power, but monetization is control. Every post, video, or thread has one hidden potential: to generate value for both your audience and your bank account. This chapter is the battlefield where attention meets action, and the spoils are income. The myth of monetization later. Most creators think, "I'll focus on growth first, money later. I don't want to sell, I just want to provide value." Delta creators know this is a trap. Growth without monetization is unsustainable. You cannot scale on inspiration alone. You need a system that converts attention into revenue from day one. The 3 streams of creator income. Elite content creators operate multiple revenue channels simultaneously. 1. Direct monetization. Revenue that comes directly from your audience. Courses, memberships, coaching, paid newsletters. 2. Indirect monetization. Revenue that comes from authority or attention. Brand partnerships, sponsorships, speaking engagements, affiliate marketing. 3. Platform monetization. Revenue generated by platform incentives. YouTube AdSense, TikTok Creator Fund, Instagram bonuses. Delta creators don't rely on one. They layer income streams for resilience. The attention to income formula. Delta creators follow a simple framework. 1. Attract, hook, and reach audience, Chapter 6. 2. Engage, build trust and tribe, Chapter 10. 3. Position, establish authority and uniqueness, Chapter 4. 4. Offer, present a solution aligned with audience needs. 5. Deliver, provide value and results. Each step multiplies conversion probability. Random posting equals low income. Strategic content equals predictable revenue. The value ladder strategy. Delta creators deploy tiered offerings to maximize revenue. Free content builds trust, provides insight. Entry-level product, low-cost solution to solve one pain. High-ticket offer, premium transformation for invested followers. VIP or ongoing service, subscription, mentorship, exclusive access. The latter turns casual followers into loyal customers over time. Scarcity, urgency, and authority. Psychology drives monetization. Scarcity, limited spots increase perceived value. Urgency, deadlines compel action. Authority, people pay those they trust. Delta creators combine trust plus timing plus positioning to convert without coercion. Passive income through content repurposing. Every piece of content can generate revenue multiple times. Long-form video, course content. Short clips, social media promos, affiliate sales. Newsletter, premium subscription. Testimonials, paid speaking offers. Delta creators engineer content as assets, not just posts. Analytics for monetization. Money follows clarity and measurement. Track conversion rates per post. Click-through to sales. Audience retention on offers. Revenue per funnel. Without data, monetization is guesswork. With data, it becomes precision warfare. Ethical monetization. Influence with integrity. Elite creators never exploit attention. They solve real problems, deliver value, and price fairly. Trust is more valuable than quick money. Without it, income collapses. With it, revenue scales exponentially. The Delta monetization mindset. Delta creators think in terms of assets, not transactions. Each post is a lead generator. Each video is a conversion tool. Each subscriber is a potential long-term client. The goal is predictable income, not random luck. Attention is temporary. Influence is lasting. Monetization is strategic. Closing thought, from attention to empire. Anyone can get views. Few can turn influence into sustainable income. Delta creators don't hope for sponsorships. They engineer offers. They don't beg for sales. They deliver value worth paying for. They don't chase income. They attract it through authority, trust, and strategy. Because in the digital battlefield, the ultimate victory is not numbers. It is turning attention into a lasting financial empire. Chapter 12. The Delta Creator System, Building a Personal Media Empire. Individual content creation is a skirmish. A systemized approach is a campaign. Delta creators don't just post content, they build empires. This chapter reveals how to consolidate all previous strategies into a repeatable, scalable system that creates influence, income, and legacy. The Delta Creator Vision. Elite creators don't just want views or followers. They want control over their media ecosystem. A personal media empire allows you to reach audiences across platforms, own your audience without relying solely on algorithms, multiply revenue streams, position yourself as a category leader. The first step is a clear vision. What type of empire do you want to build? Who do you serve? What will they remember you for? Without vision, a system is directionless. The 4 pillars of the Delta Creator System. Every personal media empire rests on 4 pillars. 1. Content production system. Repeated high-impact formats, Chapter 5. Hooks that capture attention, Chapter 6. Batch production and AI-assisted workflows, Chapter 8. 2. Distribution system. Multi-platform strategy, Chapter 9. SEO and algorithmic optimization. Repurposing engine for maximum reach. 3. Engagement system. Tribe building, Chapter 10. Community management. Comment-to-content loop for retention. 4. Monetization system. Layered revenue streams, Chapter 11. Funnels, offers, and value ladders. Analytics-driven optimization for growth. When all pillars work together, your content does more than exist, it performs like a machine. The Delta Empire Workflow. A simplified workflow for an empire-level creator. 1. Research and intelligence. Study your niche, algorithm, and competitors. 2. Idea generation. Maintain an idea bank for hooks, stories, and solutions. 3. Content production. Batch, record, edit, and format for all platforms. 4. Distribution. Strategically post, repurpose, and leverage algorithms. 5. Engagement operations. Convert passive viewers into active tribe members. 6. Monetization. Activate offers, funnels, and partnerships. 7. Analytics and feedback. Track performance, optimize systems, and iterate. Every cycle reinforces the next, creating predictable growth and revenue. Brand architecture, the Delta advantage. Your empire is not just content, it's a brand. Key elements of brand architecture. Signature identity, the category you own, Chapter 4. Visual language, thumbnails, logos, templates. Voice and tone, consistency across platforms. Core values, principles that guide every piece of content. A strong brand multiplies influence because it becomes recognizable and trusted. Systems over talent. Many creators rely on individual skill or inspiration. Delta creators rely on systems that scale. Systems allow you to produce under pressure, Chapter 8. Maintain engagement without burnout, Chapter 10. Monetize consistently, Chapter 11. Expand without being replaced by trends. Talent creates. Systems empire build. Growth loops, the self-sustaining machine. Your media empire should have self-reinforcing loops. Engagement and algorithm boost, more reach and more engagement. Content and tribe, revenue and resources, better content. Authority and partnerships, exposure and more authority. Delta creators design loops so growth becomes automatic, compounding and unstoppable. Legacy thinking, beyond the platform. Platforms change. Trends fade. Attention is fickle. Your empire should outlive algorithms. Own your audience email lists, communities, memberships. Build frameworks, courses, and assets. Create intellectual property, not just posts. Delta creators are not slaves to trends. They engineer influence that endures. The Delta mindset revisited. At the core, a media empire is not just a system. It is a mindset. Strategic, not reactive. Data-driven, not emotional. Audience first, not ego first. Long-term, not short-term. When mindset and system align, you stop chasing growth. Growth begins chasing you. Final thought, from creator to commander. A Delta creator does not merely produce content. They command an ecosystem. They don't hope to be noticed. They engineer visibility. They don't chase followers. They build tribes. They don't rely on luck. They design systems. Your personal media empire is the ultimate weapon. It turns attention into influence, influence into income, and content into legacy.